Hello YouTube and welcome back to PIRAS Motorsport channel. Today I've got something really special for you, as this is an individual singular mod that can transform your GR Yaris's handling, and very easy. So today I'm going to talk of the Wiborg front lower control arms. Yeah, these beautiful beasts. And no, these are not homologated, but they will transform the way your car drives. We first decided to work with Wiborg Engineering over 2 years ago, and we got what was the Generation 1 or version 1 of these same arms. While the geometry has not changed at all, actually these arms have undergone 3.5 revisions in order to guarantee that they may be the lightest and the strongest for stress through time, especially for people that are using slicks on the track. But how is it and why is it that these arms are the best bang for your buck and the best transformation you can do to your GR Yaris, even if the car is totally stock? Well, geometry. So let me just tell you a few words about Wiborg Engineering before we jump into it. These guys that are up in Sweden are now known worldwide because of their successes in motorsports. They are real engineers and they've got their own development schemes, and with MSC Adams and other softwares they do through mathematics all the kinematics of the car. So they modeled up the whole GR Yaris, they saw what the flaws were, and let me tell you, not even flaws, the fact is that manufacturers have to put a certain amount of understeer within the geometry of the car in order for the car to be safe to be driven by anybody on the road in any condition. But what happens is, if you apply racing geometry to your car suspension, then you can extract the maximum of the power of the car and the cornering power and the grip. And this is what really makes it unique. I personally tested these arms on our car for more than 2.5 years now, and I had tested them through different suspension setups to see the impact and the difference. And might I tell you, even on the OEM dampers, it makes a huge, huge difference to how the car goes. In fact, many of you that, let's say, are not ready to invest in a full 3-way kit like the Samsonas one we are working with, so it would be probably better off keeping their stop dampers and these arms, because this is where it actually makes the big difference. It's very easy to make the suspension worse than better on a GR Yaris, and this is because not all kits have been very well developed, not all kits have received all the love, care, attention and testing that should be. And with most kits you do lose a lot of wheel travel. So while it's easier to improve, let's say, the setup on the track, if your car is a car that goes on the roads every day, it's your daily or your weekend car for B roads, maybe you could keep stock and maybe save up in time if you want, and just convert to the top end kit, because that's where you're going to really see a difference. Back to the arms now, that, by the way, we will be selling from our shop also. They don't really need that much introduction, because I mean, this is the one of the most common mods now on GR Yaris. Everybody knows about them, but I still get a lot of questions on how they work, why and how. And they are very few limitations you get with these arms. And these limitations are given by the fact that you are on uniball bearings. So every maybe 2.5, 3 years, depending on the climate you're living in, you will have to replace the bearings. And this is like a 1-hour job, you know, so it's not much. And by the way, Wiborg supplies us with a maintenance kit that you can buy for around 300 euros. So it's not a big investment every couple of years, where you get all the bearings that you need in order to make your suspension as good as new. And it's just as simple as that. Another thing that these arms do is, through changing the geometry, they also widen the front track of about 2 millimeters for each side. So these plates go behind the brake discs, effectively widening the front track. And this also helps because it makes the car's front and rear tracks square. And this means, again, less understeer at the limits. Geometry-wise, you will get about a degree more of statical caster and about a degree more of statical camber over the stock LCAs. But the magic is not here. The magic is how these arms allow the wheels to move through their geometry. First thing, roll center correction. So you can lower your car, and also it works as stock heights, of course, but you can lower your car and still be within the window. Second thing, you will have much less bump steer. You are also supplied, as I was showing before, with steering rods that are super heavy duty and that have revised position of the rod itself in relation to the wheel hub. And this will enable you to keep it level with the steering box and improve the bump steer. And you can also change the shims, although I do not advise it because it works perfectly with the settings from Wiborg. And the other thing is the camber curve. So no longer by lowering the car you will be losing camber, but you will be gaining it, and you will have a constant movement through all the range of the wheel. So I have personally not seen any other product on the market that can do the same thing, in as much as if you go, let's say, to the other major company that makes arms and everything, in order to get the same geometry improvements that you have with this arm, you need to buy a lower arm, you need to buy a hub, and you need to maybe buy a subframe. While with this, you just fit it. There are no adjustments needed, and it's just perfect geometry. Because really, do you trust that your mechanic, your local mechanic, has all the knowledge that is needed to set up the car the way it needs to be done? Because this is very complicated. I mean, myself, I can do it and I can supervise the work. But once you get a kit that is totally adjustable everywhere, that, by the way, is different from what is used on race cars, can you then put it all together? In this case, just like a real race car, the arms are fixed, and you just put this on and it will work. Anything that needs to be changed can be changed with shims and position. And this is a very big one. Simplicity is bliss sometimes, and all things go in this. I also get questions in regards to the front subframe for the GR Yaris. And this is a legitimate question. The front subframe is, and we have extensively tested it, both us and Wiborg Engineering, is just strong enough. It works perfectly. So if you want to do the upgrade to lose some weight, or because you just like it, it's fine. It can be an improvement, but structural rigidity and force and strength to fatigue is just fine. So this is not a compulsory modification. While the arms, in my advice, should be on every GR Yaris because it's so simple. Also the install and to revert them out is just really, really good. You get a very comprehensive installation manual and everything you need to go with it. I mean, there's even the grease and the Loctite that you need to go and lube up your bearings before installation or all of that. So it doesn't get much better than this, and we are very proud to continue our partnership with Wiborg Engineering and from now also sell it on the shop. So these are on the shelf now. If you want to get them, please just head to our online shop and we'll get your order process straight away. See you very soon, and thank you for this. Cheers.